Freedom Fighters was good. I am going to do this quick live stream. I'm not even going to wait for you guys to come up in here. I wanted to touch on this real quick because, you know, I feel like it's important. Um, some of you guys won't even know what I'm talking about, but, you know, it is what it is. So, MTR is a YouTube creator. He's a YouTube channel creator. And Six the Goddis is a YouTube channel creator. Now, since the whole Just Pearly Things situation happened, there has been a lot of back and forth between certain individuals. Um, and also, even before that, to, to make a long story short, hold on. To make a long story short, Six the Goddis had got into it with this Jamaican American cop on the Lapeef Network panel. And basically what he did, he came in and was on her top. Like, she was there to address something. He came in to address what she was talking about, but she didn't want to talk to him because she felt like, well, he's Jamaican American. You know, his family is not from the United States. She didn't really feel like his opinion about what's going on in the United States in terms of injustice. She didn't feel like he had any valid points, right? So he felt a way about that. Now, she wasn't talking about him in particular. She was talking about this other guy that was on there. This guy named Lunatic, or whatever his name is, Chaotic, whatever. And he was on her top from that point. She was trying to just ignore him. She wasn't disrespecting him. She was just like, look, I'm not talking to you, all this, that, and the third. But he still kept trying to address her. I don't know what it was. I don't know why he had this issue with her. And so, for whatever reason, now I'm giving you guys some context behind why Six the Goddis did what she did in terms of basically laughing at the fact that this former cop who's Jamaican American got dragged down the street when he was a cop and ultimately had to retire. He was reaching somebody's car and the car took off, he got dragged. She laughed about it. All right. So, but before that, apparently he did a long live stream about Six the Goddis in particular, and went ahead and, you know, was saying her real name, said she was a stripper, like basically doxed her. And so her response was to talk about how, you know, she's not about with him because he got dragged down the street by a car. And so, you know, she laughed about it. I didn't see a problem with it. Y'all know how I feel about cops in general. You know, they're street pirates that uphold the edicts of the elite. You know what I'm saying? They're the enforcers of the government structure, right? They're not there to protect and serve. They're there to collect extortion money. They're there to lock people up for slave. You know what I'm saying? For the prison industrial complex. I don't give a fuck about a pig, to be honest with you. So even if it weren't for him having this thing with Six the Goddis, I would not care that he got dragged down the street as a cop. I don't really care about that. So basically what happened was MTR, mediocre tutorials and reviews, came out and basically lambasted Six the Goddis for laughing at this pig that got dragged down the street without any context. He had zero context. Didn't know why the beef started in the first place. Didn't know why she did what she did. Honestly didn't even know why they were going back and forth, the cop and Six the Goddis. So with very little context, he came out, took the pig side. Apparently he's a statist and believes in that pigs actually protect people, which he said in his video. You know, that's, hey, if you want to be stuck on status, hey, that's on him. But anyway, here's my issue. Here's my issue with this. Okay, you had zero context. MTR had very little context behind why she was laughing at this guy getting dragged down the street. Okay, I saw the video. I knew the context. She goes into it. She was talking about all the things that had transpired between her and this cop, from when they were on the Lapeef Network panel together to the point where he did a 7-hour live stream, doxed her, all this type of shit, and to the point where her showing him get dragged by the car. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. You know, I don't really give a shit about that. Like, she's a woman. There's no earthly reason for a man to be on the top of a woman that hard, in terms of like beefing with women on YouTube. Don't make no sense. And you're beefing with a woman if you're doing a 7-hour live stream talking shit about, or however long it was, and also using her real name, calling her out for her past, just all this ad hominem attacks. There's no earthly reason. Like, I had a disagreement with Six the Goddis, and I stuck to the topic at hand, which was in regards to what I disagree with her on. I did not personally attack her, any of that. I didn't go into her past, none of that. I was attacking her ideas about something. And when you operate in that fashion, there's no need to have a 7-hour live stream to attack a woman. Oh, what's up, Anarchy Television? So here's my problem, though. MTR with zero context goes in on Six the Goddis. Why? Because this guy, Nathaniel Daly, who used to be a cop, is a man. Okay? Oh, well, he's a man. Six the Goddis laughed at him getting dragged down the street because he's a man. I'm just gonna take his side, and I'm gonna lambast and go in on Six the Goddis. But in regards to just Pearly Things, he was not so quick. He was not so quick to do the same thing to just Pearly Things when she made her racist statements. All right, when she flat out lied about, you know, the history of slavery, and when she said that, you know, Alex Haley, who wrote created Roots, when she said that he said, I wanted to create a myth for my people to live by, that was never confirmed. That was some shit that a reporter said after he'd already died. Oh, he was not trying to have that with just Pearly Things. So why, when it came to just Pearly Things, you had to know all the context? You had to know every inch of that motherfucking shit that she said. You had to, you know what I mean? You didn't even want to watch the complete video of what just Pearly Things said before you were like, oh, she ain't do shit, ain't nothing wrong with that, blah, blah, blah. People in his comment section had to make him continue to watch the video. You understand what I'm saying? And then 2 or 3 days later, he finally does a video saying that he can't support just Pearly Things. But why did you have to go through all that to push just Pearly Things aside? Like, you gave her the benefit of the doubt and all that shit. But when it comes to Six the Goddis, you don't even need to know the context. You don't need to know the history behind it. You don't need to know what led up to what, why it started, you know, who was involved, what was said. You made it seem like, MTR made it seem like she just came out of nowhere with this. Like, oh, I'm just going ahead. You know what? For no apparent reason, I'm just going to come out, show a video of this pig getting dragged down the street, and she laughing at him, and I'm just going to go in on her. You don't know. You don't know nothing else, but you don't know nothing beyond that. So I think that's just kind of crazy. And not for nothing, I don't care when pigs get injured on the job. They signed up for this shit, right? Why would I have sympathy for a cop that got dragged down the street? You're alive. You're still alive. You see what I'm saying? You're still alive. You survived. Get over it. Move along. Stop being so dramatic about it. People get hurt every day. People get hurt every day, B. I don't really give a shit about a pig getting dragged down the street. So when these people come out and they feel so sorry for the guy because he got dragged down the street, and they acting like Six the Goddis dragged him down the street in a car. No, she just laughed at it. Oh well, shit. I'm just saying, I don't really care, you know. But us pushing that aside, it would be wise to know the context behind why somebody's doing something before you just jump out the window and all that good shit. Because if you did have context and you knew what led up to that, because there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, you would have explained it. You didn't even care to go into that. That's how I know this guy MTR had no context or to any degree. But again, when it came to just Pearly Things, and man, it was like pulling motherfucking teeth to get his ass to assumption and presumption. Exactly. And she's a woman, right? So once you find out, hey, oh, well, this guy kind of went in on her. He has been attacking her, doxed her, and she's a woman. So maybe her natural instinct was to go in on him because she had no other recourse. Because she can't do anything about it. So when you say a person's real name that never wanted it to be presented to the public in the first place, you're creating an opportunity for people to use her real name to find her on the internet. You know you can do that. You can use her name. She lives in a certain area, so you can narrow it down, and then you can start doing all. I mean, she's a public figure. She don't want nobody to know her real name. So why would you do that? You're putting her in some level of danger. You don't know what's gonna happen when you put people's names out there. So at the end of the day, I know a lot of you guys who support me don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. It's all good. This is what I be talking about, because as grown ass men, we should not be going in on women like that, right? Especially a single woman, one woman in particular. Like, what do you like? I don't understand that, right? Especially with the personal attacks, right? If you have a disagreement, state your disagreement, stick to the topic, stick to the subject that you disagree with. But to go in and personally attack a female on that level, and then you're surprised when she laughs at your ass getting dragged down the street, like, you got a whole lot of nerve. What's up, Rashad Givens? Kent Guard J was good. Mediocre tutorial. Yeah, he's. And another thing about him, man, he keep using words out of context. It's driving me fucking crazy. Like, come on. Just, how you gonna be verbose and still use words out of context? Like, I need you to, learn what word goes with what. Like he said, malcontempt. That's not what it is. It's not malcontempt. It's malcontent, not malcontempt. And people say things incorrectly sometimes, but he goes on a long stream of consciousness type of fucking verbal diarrhea where the words that he's using are either redundant, don't go with what he's saying, and like used out of context, and like you don't know the meaning of this word and you just using it. Anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because I need to get me some sleep. Working goddamn 12s. Anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for coming through. For those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, don't know nothing about none of this, it's all good. It's really from, it's really from the Imagine Lucas. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Let's keep marching forward toward freedom.